Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey. Fuck wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my nigga. Yeah. I'm in it, yo. Got my nigga Rewan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding general, your honor. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look. Hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown. I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my hock am gon' let him have it. Hey, make you the shit, this truth, this shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood. I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, and shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Yahal Ba'Shem Yahushua break a thumb to the brothers. Shalom Yahushua Thun Ba'Shem Yahushua to the sisters. We had an ISUPK start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans descend from the greatest people on the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Preaching Officer Shabal holding down, coming to you live from Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Doing a multi-stream with my right-hand man, excellent brother in this truth. Go ahead and introduce yourself. It's like I can't hear you on my end.
So, like, can you hear me now, sir?
Con, go ahead and get down.
Okay, hey, shalom, Adawan, Yabashir, hey, man, Precinct Officer 500 out of Southern California, Officer Balakma. You know what I mean? Hey, it's an honor to do this with you, Adawan. You know, the water for having me on here. You know what I mean?
All right, listen, man. Most High in Christ, man. I appreciate you taking the time to, you know what I'm saying, to get down and, you know what I'm saying, drop this truth, man, on our people. You know what I mean? Doing a special multi
Right.
stream tonight, man, with our brothers out there in California, you know what I'm saying, holding it down for Captain Gadar, man, one of the busiest brothers in all of Israel. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
always an honor, you know what I'm saying, when Cap give me the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to do this multi stream. You know what I'm saying? Always an honor, you know what I'm saying, rocking with y'all brothers and sisters out there in California. You know what I mean? For those that don't know, you know what I'm saying, I'm from California. You know what I mean? I moved out here almost 3 years ago, you know what I'm saying, to build this zone up, you know what I'm saying, with the mighty men that I got working with me. And Lord allow, you know what I'm saying, in no time flat, man, we'll have a whole army out here. You know what I mean? So if I could ask brothers and sisters to like and share the class and let everybody know that we live. You know what I'm saying? You can find us on Facebook, ISUPK Las Vegas. You can find us on YouTube, ISUPK Nevada. You know what I'm saying? You can find us on TikTok, ISUPK Las Vegas as well. And then we're streaming from on YouTube as Hollywood Israelites, right, Malakma?
Come with sir.
Hollywood Israelites. And then what's the Facebook channel?
ISUPK Southern California.
ISUPK Southern California. All right. You know what I'm saying? So if everybody could like, share, and subscribe, man, let everybody know that we live. You know what I mean? Because again, you know, if y'all used to rock with me, y'all know that these classes are not just for the brothers and sisters in Southern California or Northern California. You know what I mean? These classes for the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad.
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying? And so it's not good enough just for you to know the truth or the people in your household to know the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's important, you know what I'm saying, that the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, you know what I'm saying, know the truth. You get my point? So, you know, again, you know what I'm saying, like, share, and subscribe. You know what I mean? Let everybody know that we live. You know what I'm saying? This is the scripture breakdown class. We have classes in Vegas every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday's a brotherhood class, Wednesday's a biblical law class, and Thursday is the scripture breakdown class, you know what I'm saying, from 7 to 9 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Again, for more information, you can find us on Facebook, ISUPK Las Vegas, YouTube, ISUPK Nevada, TikTok, ISUPK Las Vegas, where we're actually live for the first time, man. Lord allow, I'm actually doing this right. My first time going live from TikTok. You know what I'm saying? And again, like, share, and subscribe to Hollywood Israelites on YouTube, and then what is it? ISUPK SoCal on Facebook, right?
Come with concert.
All right, cool. So if anyone has any questions, go ahead and type them in. If not, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna get into the topic that we prepared for tonight. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see, the topic for tonight's class is the truth about marriage and divorce, right? And when we say the truth about marriage and divorce, we mean the truth according to the Bible. You know what I mean? Because anything outside the Bible is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? We don't teach these classes based on feelings, based on emotions, based on the type of day that we had in our slavery. None of those things. You get my point?
Right.
We teach these classes based on the truth according to the Bible. You get my point? And so that's what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple of things I want to go into as well. You know what I'm saying? There's actually a video that I'm gonna have a brother play for y'all, just to show y'all just how far we've fallen as a nation, and how this empire has truly destroyed us. Not just physically, you know what I'm saying, but mentally and spiritually as well. All right. So I'll give you a couple seconds. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and type them in. If I'm able to answer your question tonight, I will answer your question tonight. If not, I'll write your question down. And Lord allow, I have your question prepared. I have the answer to your question. Lord allow by next week's class. All right. Let me see. I think I shared the class around already. I think we're good to go there. Listen, the one of the beautiful things, if I could, sidebar real quick, Malakma, one of the most beautiful things about doing a multi-stream with Southern California is it gives me an opportunity to shout this sister out right here, man. Sister Bathar, when she knows, you know, and I know she don't like this, you know what I'm saying, because she's one of the most humble sisters you'll ever meet, but she's also one of the kindest sisters that you'll ever meet. And it's sisters like her as to why we willing to lay our lives down for the brothers and the sisters in this truth. You know what I mean? Because everything about this sister, you know what I'm saying, is 1,000% One West, and she makes some of the best goddamn salsa you'll ever have in your life, man. I'm trying to tell you. know what I'm saying? I listen. I think
God.
let me see. I think the first time I tried that salsa was what 2017, 2018.
Oh,
And listen, I've been
man.
living out here in Vegas for damn near 3 years, and here I am, as you can see, still talking about that goddamn salsa, Malakma.
God, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Salud, mi hermano.
Hey, man. I want
You know what I'm
like nice
saying?
relation to that one.
Lie, y'all, Charlie. You ain't never lied about that one, man. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give y'all a couple more seconds. If y'all don't have anything, I'm gonna have a brother play this video, man. I want y'all to listen closely because I had listened to it before class, and I just listened to it probably about 15, 20 seconds of the video, and I'm like, damn, this brother cannot be serious, but he was serious. So you know what I'm
Man.
saying? Yeah. So I don't know if you I don't know if you've seen it, Malakma, if you know what I'm saying, or if when you play it, you'll be listening to it for the first time. But it's wild though. I can promise you that it's wild. All right, so so far, okay. So before I had a brother play the video, right? Once the brother plays the video, if anyone has any questions, if I see them, you know what I'm saying, I'll come back and I'll answer your questions. If you don't have any questions right now, you know what I'm saying, and then once we get into the breakdown, if anyone has any questions, you know what I'm saying, like I said, ain't no thing for me to spin off, answer the question if I can, and then, you know what I'm saying, pivot right back into the topic at hand. So do not hesitate to ask questions because we already into the topic, all right? Again, this is the scripture breakdown class, so the questions, you know what I'm saying, are the priority. But again, we always have topics prepared just in case there aren't any questions or if there aren't very many questions. You get my point? So that's it there, Malakma. I don't see any questions as of now. So if you could go ahead and play that video that I sent you, Baba Shah.
So like y'all the one. Which video was it?
The first one, the Instagram one.
Comic Con.
I think it was the very first video that I sent you.
Comic Con select stream. 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that ain't no thing.
The only thing is, it's only giving me a picture. I don't want. It's not giving me a video. Oh, hold on. I think I should be able to get it.
Yeah, if you click on the link, it should take you to Instagram, right? But it won't actually take you to Instagram. It should just be the story itself.
Comic Con. This one right here, sir.
Let me see. No. We're gonna say that for the topic. I think it was the very first thing that I sent you. I sent it to you on text though, not in a messenger.
Oh,
yeah,
Comic Con. Okay.
Yeah, hold that for the topic.
Comic Con, sir.
All right.
You say you sent me.
Go ahead.
You say you sent me a link out of one?
Yeah, I sent you the link on through text. It should have been the first one that I had got you. First one that I sent you. In the meantime, if anyone has any questions, you know what I'm saying, you can go and type them in, or any comments, you know what I'm saying, you can go and type them in while the brother's queuing up the video. All right. Again, I'm being vague about it because I want you to hear for yourselves. You know what I mean? Then you can you know what I'm saying, respond accordingly. All right. But it's wild for sure. And again, it just goes to show you just how destroyed we are as a nation, and how this place has given us the green light. That's it right there. And how this place has given us the green light to be absolutely disgusting. And, absolutely disgusting. What's the word I'm looking for? Deviance, sexual deviance. You know what I'm talking about? Before you play that, I broke that down last week, but I'll do it again. Let me play this video real quick, I rock, and then we'll I'll break that down for you again. All right, ain't no thing. All right. All right, Malak, hit it, Dr. Shaw.
Go concert.
She was married, and she got up with me for her fetishes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so first of all, I want y'all to read. I want y'all to read the title of this video. Right.
Good night.
That's first of all, okay. And then the thing about it is the reason why. Who could tell me why I had the brother pause the video so goddamn quick? Who knows why? Who knows why I asked your brother to pause the video so fast? Anybody want to give it a shot?
To get that title up, I don't want Salakia.
No, that's it right there.
Oh,
That's
Khan with Khan.
because he said she was married. That right there is a problem in itself. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the breakdown of marriage and all that tonight. This video is actually, you know what I'm saying, perfect timing. I just got this like a little bit before class. So if you could, Malak, play it again from the beginning. You know what I'm saying, for those that did not hear how this video starts.
And you know, she was into like the pagan and all that type of stuff. Right?
Did her husband know?
No, hell no.
Of course not, girl.
No, I was just.
She said she got with me.
Run it back from the beginning. Because it's so much heavy shit in this video. It's not even funny. But go ahead, Baba Shah.
All right, here we go, sir.
So I had an experience with one. It was a threesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was with a girl I was dealing with, and she was married, and she got up with me for her fetishes. You know what I'm saying? And you know, she was into like the pagan and all that type of stuff, right?
Did her husband know?
No, hell no.
Of course not, girl.
No, I was just like.
She said she got with me to fulfill her.
Yeah, please. Okay, so do y'all are y'all paying attention to how nonchalant this conversation is?
Good
how
night.
Nonchalant, and so how easily and how free he was saying that the sister, well, possible sister, because they don't show any pictures to my knowledge of the sister, and you'll understand why I'm saying sister as y'all keep listening, right? But the thing about it is, what I want y'all to trip off of is how nonchalant everybody that's sitting there, how nonchalant they are about this cat dealing with a married woman, and how he's dealing with her because he's able to fulfill her fantasies, right? And then check this out, right? When one of them asked, does her husband know? And he said, hell no, right? Did y'all trip on how nobody really tripped on his reaction? Oh, hell no, he didn't know. And they all, of course not. Like, as if like he ain't supposed to know type thing. Like it's a big deal. You get my, like it's not a big deal at all. That's how far this place has fallen. You know what I'm saying? And this is why the divorce rate is what it is amongst our people. You know what I'm saying? Because of situations just like this. All right. So keep going, Baba Shah.
Khan, sir. So like you, sir, if I could real quick ask a question.
Get down.
So they're talking about a trans woman and her being married and her husband. Is that what you're talking about?
You got to hear to get down. That's what I'm saying. Like it's more to, like okay. So for just in case nobody, you know what I'm saying, picking up what's being laid down in the beginning, he's dealing with a married woman, right? He's going to get into his experience in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get into it in a second. All right.
Go,
you'll hear the whole get down. Watch. Go ahead.
Yeah, because she couldn't do none of that at home.
None of that at home, so that was her escape.
Yeah, but the thing was, like I said, like we got a one day she wanted to have a threesome, right? She didn't say who or anything like that. We went to the hotel. You know what I mean? She hit the lights real low. I manager at this point, I've been rocking with her for a minute, so we already kind of comfortable. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I know what she into. She know what I'm into, type shit.
You see his head movement and his whole mannerisms. What jumps out at y'all when y'all see this cat's mannerisms and his hand movement? But I know what jumped out to me, right? Which is why this story really shouldn't be all that surprising. But what jumps out about this brother as y'all listen to him talk? Malak, you probably already know. So I'm not even gonna let you answer because you know me too good. So I'm not even gonna let you answer. I'll let you answer last. The brother already got it because me and this brother is like-minded as well. Listen, this brother right here is extra moist. You get my point? So just from that in itself is why I shouldn't be all that goddamn surprised about how this video is going to progress. But if you want to add something to that, Malak, you are more than welcome, brother.
Hey, well, what's the term I want? Zesty?
Listen, zesty, tangy, all that old shit. Super moist. You get what I'm saying? All that. You get what I'm saying? All that, right? Go ahead, man.
So, like, sir, yeah, he's already giving purple vibes, man.
I'm just saying though, right?
Go.
Get down.
Kawakasser.
But when she brought her partner, the girl or whatever, because of who I was, she had the lights dim anyway, because she didn't want the girl to be like on some.
Oh my God, that's for
Like she just wanted her to get lost in the moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they started making out. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, dick got hard.
No, I ain't get that far yet. No, so they making out.
One more time. Okay, so now, I don't know if y'all heard what the sister asked the brother, because he's talking about how they're making out and he's watching, right? And I don't know if y'all heard her question to him, right? But her question was, did he get hard while he's watching them to make out? The reason why that jumped out to me is how normal having a threesome is when you're not in the truth. Right. They're sitting there and they're locked in to his every word. You get my point? And she's so excited. You hear her, she wanted to know if he was hard watching them, you know what I'm saying, do their thing, right? It's like, go ahead, keep playing.
Kawakasser.
All right.
This is a while ago too, though. But look, they was making out or whatever. I was blindfolded at first, and then she took them off, and so I'm sitting there. They making out. I'm like, okay, there's busting, it's popping. You know what I'm saying? And imagine the light's still low. So I get to doing my thing or whatever. She's this is when I knew it was a trans woman. So the girl I was with, she had a little strap on stuff, and then next thing you know, I'm watching her get penetrated by the other woman.
By the trans? With no strap. So it was a trans that didn't have the surgery.
Exactly. Yeah. She was fucking it. Like she was talking about this, she was getting fucked. So at that point, I'm like, oh wow. So
pause. I don't want to lie, sir.
I mean, literally and figuratively. I mean, are y'all paying attention to what the hell is going on? Right? I mean, Malakma, what you got, man? Because listen,
man,
I don't know how to respond to what I'm hearing right now. Go ahead.
Man, I don't want you. You know what's crazy? If I could, sir, I'm noticing the way he's speaking. He kind of sounds like Nasty Nate. You know what I mean? Just throw it out there real quick.
A little bit, man. A little bit. This whole situation, how he's explaining it, and everybody that's sitting around him is way too nonchalant about this whole thing. You get my point? Here, play some more, because it actually gets better or worse, or however you want to look at it. Go ahead.
Concert.
After we got done everything, I told her, like, man, I wish you would have told me. Like,
I need a little heads up.
Yeah, but it just so it's more comfortable, like just so we know what we're getting into. But I wasn't mad at her, you know what I'm saying? Because she was just being herself. You know what I mean? But like I said, like from that moment, it just made me a little more open-minded. Like I started like kind of like because Shorty was very
literally and figuratively. Did you hear what this man just said?
Right.
Did you hear that, Malakma?
Khan, sir.
This cat. Okay. Okay, so basically what this cat is saying is he was closed-minded about trans people before, but after his experience, like the sister said, in so many words, he liked it. So he went from being closed-minded, like, oh, no, I don't deal with no trans, to what we just heard right now. Is there any way that you can rewind that, or would you have to play it all the way over?
I might have to play it all over again. So
okay, we ain't got to do that. So just play the rest of the video if you could.
Kawakasser.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like people do so they have so much great surgery out here. I'm like, wow, like And she was really a pretty girl. Like
again, listen. First of all, listen. Him saying the surgery thing the way he is, that's his way of trying to justify dealing with that trans. That's first of all. Hey, did you see the excitement and how the sister to his right is glowing about this whole experience?
That's crazy.
The whole thing is tripping me out right now, because they're sitting around having this conversation, for one, like it's normal, and then the other thing is you would think that there wasn't even no cameras on, because they're really sitting there having this conversation as if this is a whole bunch of partners sitting around just shooting this shit, and ain't nobody looking at this cat with a raised eyebrow whatsoever.
Right.
You checked that out, Malakma?
Khan, sir. If I could, out of one, what's heavy, right, is that he's talking about this shows, right, like how adultery is pause. You know what I mean? Like how that whole the spirit behind adultery is pause. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. Nah, most
same
definitely.
pause. You know what I mean?
Nah, most definitely. And it's funny because what Iraq said is exactly something that I wanted to see if y'all had caught on to. How he made sure he emphasized how the lights was low and how he was blindfolded.
Right.
He made sure he threw all that in there. You know what I mean? But also like the officer said, right? He wasn't more open-minded. He was already having those fantasies, and he was just comfortable. You get my point? He had all because and you see how and you know that because the way he was speaking on the goddamn surgeries. He bigged them surgeries up. So in other words, as long as you had that surgery that you know what I'm saying, as long as the surgery was done good, he ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some more.
Right. Come on, sir. I mean, so like I said, I just ate dinner not too long ago, man. I'm already getting grossed out. Salakia.
Nah,
not really a lot of makeup and none of that stuff. So I really didn't know at the moment. But once I learned about it, I start seeing like, oh, okay, that's how they look now. So I started paying attention more, and now I've been kind of bringing more awareness to them because I feel like they don't get enough recognition, or people feel like they don't need to be talked about. They act like they don't.
Wait a minute. So now he wants to big up the trans people now. I mean, are y'all listening to this cat? Right? And so now what we need to understand is this, right? This right here is more proof that we should not be looking up to these brothers or these sisters based on their level of fame or based on their level of celebrity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Having money, having popularity, having Instagram followers, all these different things does not make you smarter. It does not give you the discipline to make wiser decisions or any of those things. And this cat right here is a perfect example. I've never seen this show before, but I've definitely heard of it, but I've never seen it. You know what I mean? And the brother said they already the center of every political conversation. What more awareness do they need? Listen, man, this trans community, you want to talk about some real life bullying? They're getting everything they want. You get what I'm saying? Now, meanwhile, if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American, you should be offended by everything pertaining to a trans person. Because they just stepped on the scene not that long ago, and they got more rights, privileges, and freedoms than we have, and we've been oppressed for the last 400 plus years. Am I lying, Malakma?
Sir. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you look at what it's like, would you finna say something?
Yeah, if I could, I don't want them. I just also wanted to if I could add to what you're saying, right? They get all this. They're basically just like the Amalekites. You know what I mean? They're the other community that you cannot talk about. You know what I mean? And then what's heavy is the sisters right there, like all excited, getting about, not realizing that the whole time he's speaking, he's dissing her. The trans women, the transformers, they hate women.
Absolutely.
And they're letting it be known that they can be a better woman than actual women. That's what he's basically telling her.
That's an excellent point that you brought. I didn't even think about that. So that was a heavy point. And the thing about it is, again, as you listen to this video, you just trip out on how the sister to his right, how excited she is about this whole thing. You get my point?
Right.
Like, she's in full-fledged support of this whole movement. And again, in this short period of time, they have more rights and privileges than anybody else. Listen, I'm damn near willing to go so far to say they might be just as powerful, if not more powerful, than a goddamn Jewish man.
Damn.
Might be. And if not, they up there with him for sure. Listen, because think about it. And then not only that, and I don't mean this literally, I just mean figuratively, right? There's two at first, right? You couldn't talk about the fake Jew, right? And you couldn't talk about women, right?
Right.
You couldn't talk about the so-called Jew, and you couldn't talk about women, right?
Right.
Now the women have been pushed out the way. Now you can't talk about the so-called Jew, and you can't talk about trans people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the thing, and listen, listen. Two comments in this chat is super heavy. This brother just said, you know what I'm saying, they're trying to take away the natural woman, right? And what the officer said is super ridiculous heavy. He ain't even talking about how he was enjoying himself with old girl, right? Listen to his whole focus, which is what? He's letting you know that he had enjoyed himself more with the trans woman than he did with the actual woman.
Right.
So for all you sisters out there, and I don't mean sisters that's in the school, but for all you sisters out here that's pro-trans, understand that these trans people are trying to take your spot.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They're trying to take your spot. So while y'all sitting there campaigning for them and applaud them and being their biggest cheerleaders, you should be looking over your shoulder because they're trying to be your competition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The brother said the Jewish people in our land have LGBT parades and whatnot. They accepting a lifestyle in our land. Yeah, damn, I did not know that. Which if I could, that right there is more proof that they are not the children of God.
Right.
Because and the proof of that is, think about everybody that's in the truth and how we feel about the LGBT community. So if we was in our own land, we all know what would happen to them, you know what I'm saying, if they tried that in our land. You get my point? The proof is the scripture that we getting ready to read. Let me get Leviticus 20 and 13, Baba Kishar Malakma. Let me get that.
Concert.
Because if we was in our land, and this is the kind of stuff that was going on, even though this would not be happening if we was in our land, because if we was in our land, that means we would be in the kingdom. You get what I'm saying? But just go ahead and read this precept real quick.
Did you want me to share it on the screen, out of one?
Yeah, you could. That's cool. Water, I appreciate it. I'll check this out right here.
Concert. The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
One of them.
Both of them have committed an abomination.
An acceptable thing.
Both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death.
Might be.
They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
You get what I'm saying? And so listen, this scripture right here is talking directly to the video that we just played, right? Why? Because that man laid with mankind as he layeth with a woman. Because I don't give a damn how many surgeries that dude had, that dude is still a dude. And I don't give a damn how many videos they show with the one dude saying, "It's ma'am." You know what I'm saying? The cat full of testosterone, nigga 6'7", 345. It's
right.
Ma'am. You flexing and you doing all this shit. Dude, you a dude. All right, cut the shit. You get my point? And so at the end of the day, no matter how many surgeries, you know what I'm saying, this cat didn't have, that is still a man. So at the end of the day, that man laid with mankind as he would lay with a woman. And like Offside Rock said, this cat spent more time talking about his experience with the trans person than he did with the woman.
Right.
And that's a goddamn shame, man. This place is falling in if we haven't seen it already, this right here is further proof that we're getting closer and closer to the end. When you get to a point in time where nobody has a problem with a man deciding that he wants to be a woman, and when no one has a problem with a man spending however much it costs to become a woman, or a woman spending however much it costs to become a man, and it's not even, nobody even gives a double look no more. It's just normal. You get my point? And this right here, is more proof that we're getting closer and closer to the end, because that's exactly the time that we're living in right now. Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0, aka Sodom and Gomorrah the remix.
Okay.
You understand? Malak, was there anything that you wanted to add to that?
If I could I add a preset?
Get down.
I'm gonna pull 1 Corinthians 6 and 9 out of one.
Mm-hmm. Before you read that, I like that you did that. And the reason why, who knows why me pulling the scripture in Leviticus and this brother put in the scripture in 1 Corinthians is so heavy. Damn, are you serious? That's crazy.
Damn. God.
What? Listen, again, Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. Listen, this nigga say 6'5" in stilettos. This nigga's supposed to be dunking a basketball. Instead, this nigga dunking actual balls.
Good night.
Salagi, y'all. I'm just, hey, listen. I'm just saying though. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? This dude, instead he's palming a different kind of basketball, right, Malakma? I'm just saying though, right? And so now everybody that said the Old Testament and the New Testament, y'all are 1000% correct. That's why, you know what I'm saying, I want to point that out, because what you will see is the same things that were in the Old Testament are in the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? We bring this out in class all the time.
Right.
What did the people in the New Testament have to go off of if there was no New Testament at the time?
Right.
Damn, he said the military doing the same thing.
That's crazy.
God damn. Boy. Go ahead, man.
I don't want. Now I see how America's gonna fall to the Russians and the Chinese. Ain't no way them zesty soldiers are gonna stand up against them. You know what I mean? Against the Russians.
They're gonna be too worried about not breaking the fingernail and shit, right? Make sure, because you can't run the stilettos, can you?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Shit. They're gonna be too worried about, you know what I'm saying, setting up their fans only account. That's what they're gonna be worried about. You know what I'm saying? What is it? Fans only, the trans edition. You know what I'm saying? So like, go ahead and read the precept, Baba Kashah.
Sir. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God?
That they shall inherit.
That shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Shall not inherit. Go ahead.
Be not deceived.
Be not deceived.
Neither
right there real quick. We have to listen. That part right there. Why is the be not deceived so important?
Man, I don't want.
Because anybody who knows, why is the be not deceived in 1 Corinthians so heavy and so important? Who knows? No, not what I'm looking for. Jewish man is a part of the Jewish man is a part of the LGBT cause.
Right.
The rabbis are giving herpes to newborn babies. This is sad and very true. You know what I'm saying? That right there is crazy. Right? So now everybody, okay, these are the answers I'm looking for.
Right.
It's telling us to not be fooled, right? You're right. You know what I'm saying? But I need to lay it down all the way flat. And this right here is laid down, is laying it down all the way flat. Because Christians think that everyone is going into heaven except Hitler, right? This is why. You get what I'm saying? This is very important. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anyone tell you anything, right? That anyone specifically is these Christian pastors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like the officer said, just because everybody's doing something, that don't mean you can do it. And that right there is an extra heavy point right there, right?
Right.
Because it's saying, be not deceived, right? And you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I like that right there. That's super heavy right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a one West response right there, right? Here's the thing. That right there is why we do a lot of the things that we do, right? They legalize weed, and they got a smoke shop on damn near every corner. Well, they legalize weed. It's a smoke shop right around the corner. That means I can smoke weed. It's strip clubs all throughout Vegas, and so since they got these strip clubs all over the place, that means that shit, I can go to the strip club because they're all over the place. they're recruiting these young females at 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was doing a class about a year or so ago, and there was a billboard off to the side of the freeway that said now recruiting the class of 22, right? And I forgot to speak on this in class. The newest billboard is now recruiting the class of 2023. So it's letting you know as soon as you get out of high school, you got a job right here. You get my point? And this is right here is Christianity right here. The Lord hates the sin, but loves the sinner. But anyone that knows the Bible knows that that is a straight up lie. You get what I'm saying? If you're deceived, you can't live in truth. Everything that y'all saying is 1,000% correct. You know what I'm saying? And this right here is real talk as well. And that's why they're working on trying to ban these trans people from being in these sports, because if you put a man in a woman's sport that claims to be a woman, he's gonna dominate. You get what I'm saying? Let's just say, just for the sake of this conversation, real quick, right? Let's just say for the sake of this conversation, wow. If I could sidebar real quick, I'm gonna need you to look into this, all right? So they clipped our live stream off of TikTok because it says hate speech, because of hate speech and hateful behavior. So yeah, so in other words, I guess we gotta stall the trans people out, Malakma. I guess we hitting them with a little bit too much truth, huh? You know what I'm saying? And one thing we know about Christians, we know Christians hate the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If we don't know nothing else, we know that Christians absolutely hate the truth. And TikTok is no different. And it's crazy because I was a little bit hesitant to go live from TikTok, but it's like, you know what, we're fishing right now. You know what I'm saying? So shit, if we can bring in more brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, we need to use every platform that we can use. And they you know what I'm saying, listen, they got us up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And this right here is excellent as well. The brother said, because many will be deceived by crafty counsel. You're absolutely right. And who's the master at crafty counsel? You got the so-called white man, and right up under the so-called white man would be your Christian leader, your so-called pastors or your so-called leaders, right?
Right.
Yeah, you're right, Rock. They definitely hate the truth. We're hitting them with too much truth. All right, the sister asks if Romans 1:26 and 27 applies. Let's get that real quick. I'll pull out Malakma if you could. Finish reading 1 Corinthians 6 and 9, Baba Kashar.
Kamakaser. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind.
This is talking about everybody that was sitting at that radio show or panel, whatever that was going on. This applied to everybody that was sitting there, because everybody's with that whole get down. You get my point? Everybody was with it, because you see how they was listening and chiming in and all that. They wanted to hear that man tell that story. You get my point? And so to answer the sister's question, she asks, does Romans 1:26 and 27 apply? It absolutely applies. Malakma, go ahead and put that up on the screen. I'll go ahead and read it. All right, this is Romans. Give me Romans chapter 1 and verse 26 and 27. I'll read them. All right. You're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? Just like and you know what's funny about Iraq saying that about the LGB hating the truth? You know what I'm saying? Here's a little bit more truth for the LGB community. You men, no matter how many surgeries that you have to make yourself look like a woman, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're still a man. I don't give a damn how many hormone injections you get, you're still a man. You get my point? You women out there who's having all these surgeries, spending all this money, you know what I'm saying? You're still a woman. I don't give a damn if you change your plumbing and all that. You are still a woman. You get my point? And I know y'all hate the truth, and it's so obvious because they shut down our class. You get what I'm saying? You gotta tiptoe when you're on TikTok. And the thing about the UPK and the Commander General Yohana, we don't tiptoe for nothing or nobody.
Damn right.
We're gonna speak this truth because that's what the Most High told us to do. You get what I'm saying? And we're not gonna compromise ourselves or this truth for anyone or anything under any circumstances. You get what I'm saying? And this part right here, like I said, the brothers, you know what I'm saying, many will be deceived by crafty counsel. Not only will many be deceived by crafty counsel, many are being deceived by crafty counsel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Trust and believe that, all right? And like the sister said, and this right here is more proof that no matter as a man how many surgeries you have to try to be a woman, you could never be a woman because you cannot have a child. You know what I'm saying? So for these cats out here that's trying to take the place of a woman, no matter how hard you try, you can never take the place of a woman ever.
So like it, sir.
Come on with it.
If I could I to piggyback to what you're saying? You know what's heavy, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a epidemic, right, of missing sisters, right? Is it a coincidence, right? I'm not on conspiracy theories or nothing like that, but the Lord will always expose what's in the darkness, right? He'll bring to light what's in the darkness. Why is it that there's an epidemic of missing sisters, right? So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American sisters, and at the same time, the alphabet community is pushing for getting, having uteruses implanted in them. Where do you think, if that's happening, where are they getting them uteruses from?
That's a fair point. I did not know that that's what they had going on. I'm not surprised by it at all. All you can do is shake your head and just if it doesn't do anything else, it should motivate you that much more to get off the fence. Meaning, you listen to class, but you still getting high. You know what I'm saying? You listen to class, but you still gang banging. You know what I mean? You listen to class here and there. You know what I mean? But you still doing all kind of deviant things. This is the time to get off the fence, man, and come all the way into this truth. Because all these things that are going on are things that were prophesied, and they're coming to pass. You see what I'm saying? And the sister said they're taking our organs from the missing women, and that right there is absolutely insane.
Right.
Absolutely insane. And to the sister's point, that's probably why those missing sisters are not getting talked about the way they should be getting talked about.
Right.
Because this is probably a known quote unquote secret.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? They know about it, but if they put it out there, then it'll mess up their operation, which is what they don't want to happen. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me read this real quick. All right, this is Romans chapter 1 and verse 26. It says, "For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature." Meaning what? A woman who was born a woman, and then she gets about 15, 16 years old and say, you know what? I know I was born a woman, but I was really supposed to be a man. So you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have surgery and I'm going to become a man. And I'm going to go into the military so I don't have to pay for it. You get my point? Verse 27, "And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat." Listen, man, this is a perfect precept for 1 Corinthians and also for Leviticus as well. You get what I'm saying? This is insane. This is insanity at its finest. You get what I'm saying? Good. That's crazy. I did not know that you had to pay for melanin. This is why Christ. This is why we pray every day. We don't pray for a whole bunch of money. We don't pray for a whole bunch of cars and a whole bunch of jewelry. We pray that the Most High will send Christ and the angels back to clean up this mess.
Right.
Because the so-called white man has been in charge for far too long. And this is what happened. You know how I say when the cat's away, the mice will play. This is a perfect example of letting the mice play a little bit too long. You get what I'm saying? This is a perfect example of it right here. All right.
Right.
If anybody has anything else that they want to add, you know what I'm saying, you can go and type it in. If not, I'm gonna answer the brother's question, and I believe it was Galatians. You know what I'm saying? You're right. This man is a vile, cruel, heinous monster. You know what I'm saying, of a man. I mean, he really shouldn't even be called a man, because only a beast, you know what I'm saying, someone without a conscience, you know what I'm saying, could allow the kind of things that he allowed to take place in his evil, wicked empire. You get what I'm saying? And like the sister said, it's marketing. You know what I'm saying? It's big business. And right now, business is booming. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And this is hilarious right here. And this is real talk. That's not how a dog grew up around cats. Sometimes will have cat-like behavior. Is the dog still a dog, or because it jumps on tables, counters, and walls, it's now a cat? That's an excellent point. You get what I'm saying? And that's the thing. These brothers get to hang around these females at they slaveries or whatever like that, and they hang around these females so much that they start to pick up female-like tendencies. But when it's all said and done, you're a dude. You get what I'm saying? And this right here is a heavy point as well. Listen, the so-called white man is so full of hypocrisy, it's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? So that's an excellent point that the brother, you know what I'm saying, dropped as well. All right. So now, with that, if anybody has anything else that they want to talk about in regards to this topic, you can go ahead and type it in. But if I could, real quick, I'm gonna answer the brother's question in Galatians. I believe it was Galatians chapter 4, verses 31 and 32, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it 30 and 31? Yeah. It was Galatians chapter 4, verse 30 and 31. All right. Go ahead and read it when you got it, please.
Come, sir. The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 30. Mm-hmm. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Mm-hmm. Cast out the bondwoman and her son. Mm-hmm. For the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman. Verse 31. So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman, but of the free.
You see what I'm saying? So now for a little bit more context, right? Give me verse 29. Wait, Slakia. Give me verse 28, please. Give me 28 and 29, and then we'll get the precept to lay this down all the way flat.
Come, sir. The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 28. Mm-hmm. Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of the promise, of promise.
Are the children of what?
Of promise. Verse 29. Mm-hmm. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit.
He did what?
He that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit. Even so it is now.
Even read that last part, because that's heavy as hell as well.
Sir. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit. Even so it is now.
You see what I'm saying? Even so it is now. That's the part that I really wanted to key in on. And the reason why is because that right there gives you an understanding of what the last two scriptures are talking about. The brother asked for a breakdown in verse 30 and 31, right? When you read 28 and 29, you know what I'm saying? It makes it you know what I'm saying? It gives you more clarity, right? So now give me Genesis 21 and 9. And then that way we can I want you to read 21 and 9. Start at verse 9. Yeah, start at verse 9.
The book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son.
Do what?
Cast out this bondwoman and her son. For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
Whoo, boy, Sarah laying it down, right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 11. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah has said unto thee. Hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Okay, so all right, let me know. Let me know if you understand the breakdown. Matter of fact, it don't even matter. I'm gonna go ahead and break it down anyway, right? So when you read Galatians, right? Galatians is a precept to Genesis, right? And so what this is saying is the bondwoman has no inheritance with the free man. You get my point? That inheritance is given to Abraham, then passed down to Isaac, and then passed down to Jacob. You know what I mean? So if you are not of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know what I'm saying, then you are not an heir to the throne. You get what I'm saying? So that bondwoman that you read about in Galatians 4:30 is the bondwoman that is talking about in Genesis 21:9. All right. So to sum it all up, you know what I'm saying, again, they can't have what's ours. You get what I'm saying? They're you know what I'm saying? She's looked at as a bondwoman and he's looked at as a bondman for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because in the near future, you know what I'm saying, that's exactly what they'll be. Because we'll be in authority, we'll be in rulership, and they'll be under us. You get what I'm saying? So let me know if that answers the question. All right. The brother said, I heard that there was a breakdown on how there was more than one Adam. So okay, more than one Adam. If I'm understanding your question right, yes, meaning Christ. You know what I'm saying? Christ is Adam, or Christ was Adam. You get what I'm saying? I'd have to do some more. I'd have to go into my notes and get all those precepts where it showed the 5 times that Christ made an appearance, right? So you can hit me up tomorrow or something like that, and I can give those to you, or I can bust them down in class. So like next week. But if you mean like Adam, yes, Adam. Is it Adam? And then he made an appearance as Melchizedek, Solomon, Christ. I'm forgetting the order. I do have it in my notes. As in Adam before the Adam we read in Genesis 2. This is my first time hearing of this. Let me look into it, and I'll get back to you on that. All right. That one right there, I'm not familiar with. All right. So give me a few days or so to look into it, and then remind me, and I'll get back with you on that one. All right. One thing about this brother, he's gonna always ask some questions, make a brother think, and I truly appreciate that. All right.
So like,
come on with it.
If I could, sir, to ask on the topic, right, of the scriptures, could we use this to cut, Muslims when they try to come against us? They try to include Ishmael. Could we use this?
Absolutely. You start in Genesis, right? And because like the same way how we did earlier, Old Testament, New Testament, we do the same thing. You start in Genesis, the 21st chapter, right? And then you skip to Galatians, the 4th chapter. Boom. It's like right. So you cut them on both ends. You get what I'm saying? So if you go to the Old Testament, you know what I'm saying? Well, I don't believe in the Old Testament. I only believe in the New Testament. Okay, well, I'll hit you upside the head with this New Testament then. You get what I'm saying? So you win either way. So you absolutely can. So to the sister asked, are the bondwomen are the heathens? In this context, yes. In this context. Because you got to remember in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it calls us bondmen and bondwomen.
Right.
In Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, that's us going into bondage or going into slavery. You see what I'm saying? Right. But in Galatians, the 4th chapter, and in Genesis, the 21st chapter, those bondwomen are heathens. Because you got to remember, Abraham slept with a heathen. She was not she was not an Israelite. All right. So let me know if that answers your question. All right. If so, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go ahead and get it cracking with this topic. If anybody has any more questions, again, ain't no thing. You know what I'm saying? I got the topic lined up just in case there aren't any questions. All right. So you know what I'm saying? It ain't no thing if anyone has any questions. I ain't the bar, y'all. Ain't no thing. All right, Malakma, was there anything that you wanted to add?
Nah, sir. The water for breaking that down for me.
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. All right, so I don't see any more questions at this moment. So again, once we get into this, if you think of something, you know what I'm saying, you can go ahead and drop it in the chat. If I see it, you know what I'm saying, we'll get into it. Lord allow, I do see it because I am looking at the screen. So Lord allow, I catch it. All right. In the meantime, we're gonna get into the topic for tonight's class. All right. And again, the topic of tonight's class is the truth about marriage and divorce. And again, the reason why I chose this as the title for tonight's class is because we don't need to know what Esau thinks about marriage and divorce. You get my point? His thoughts on marriage and divorce is 1000% irrelevant, right? If you're in the truth, or you say that you're in the truth, or you're trying to come into the truth, everything about your whole get down is supposed to be according to this book. You should be reading from the Bible or the Apocrypha. You know what I'm saying? You should have your Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, and you should also have a concordance as well. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't downloaded the Blue Letter Bible app on your phone, you know what I'm saying, you should download the Blue Letter Bible app because it gives you the words in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? It gives you extra precepts. It gives you everything that you need. You know what I'm saying, to study and train and learn. You know what I'm saying, to become a better brother and a better sister in this truth. All right. So with that, let me get the definition for marriage in the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, please.
Come on, sir.
If you're reading from the compact Malak, mine's on page 345.
Come on, sir. I'm right there.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
Come on. This is from the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, compact Bible Dictionary, page 345. Marriage is an intimate personal union to which a man and woman consummated and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse, and perfected in a lifelong partnership of mutual love and commitment.
So now, with that being said, let me ask y'all a question. In the definition of marriage, according to the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, what did you not see in that definition? That's my question. All right, let me see. The brother has a question. Let me see something real quick. Let me check it out. Angels, man. Okay. Mark 1 and 13. All right, cool. All right, let me see something real quick. Okay. After we get this right here, young man, we'll get into that. All right. That's one thing you didn't see in the definition. That's right. One of the things I was looking for, right? That's the other thing I was looking for. All right. And here's the other thing I was looking for, right? In that definition, you didn't see anything about a piece of paper, you didn't see anything about a ring, and you didn't see anything about any kind of documentation or any kind of ceremony whatsoever. All right. Marriage has nothing to do with going down to the courthouse or spending $100,000 on some goddamn look at me show, because that's basically what you're doing. You're going in a debt to say, look at me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The sister said a pen. That's funny, right? So you know what I'm saying? That's basically what you're doing. You're going in a debt, or you're taking money out of your 401k, or you're taking money out, or you're taking your money out of your savings just for everybody to look at you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what it is, right? And so now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go to the brother's question, and then we'll get into the breakdown. All right. Let me lay it down as simple as this, right? And it really don't get no simpler than this, right? You're a brother, right? And you meet a sister, right? Y'all get to talking, y'all get to knowing each other, right? Y'all rocking out, y'all doing y'all thing, right? So now after y'all then went on a few dates, y'all hanging out, y'all getting to know each other, right? Y'all decide that y'all want to come together, right? So now y'all quote unquote boyfriend and girlfriend, right? So now Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all hanging out, y'all going bowling, y'all doing y'all thing, y'all coming together and laying down, the whole get down, right? So now a year goes by, 2 years go by, 3 years might go by, right? And so what ends up happening is y'all decide, you know what? We paying all this money in rent, living in 2 separate households. Why don't we just move into one household? You know what I'm saying? And we could save some money like that. All right. All right, cool. So boom, y'all move in together, right? So now y'all living under the same roof, right? Y'all living under the same roof. Y'all splitting the rent, right? Or one is paying the rent, the other one's paying the bills, right? Y'all eating together, right? Y'all sleeping in the same bed every night, right?
Right.
At some point in time, somewhere along the way, you're gonna be as a brother, you're gonna be half asleep, you're gonna be stumbling into the bathroom, you're gonna open a door and you're gonna see her on the toilet. It might be an accident, you might have did it on purpose, who knows, right? Or, you know what I'm saying, sister wake up, you know what I'm saying, she go make her morning cup of McCafe, right? And she getting ready to go in the bathroom and get ready to get her day started. And she goes to open the bathroom door and she gets drop kicked in the nose by your goddamn odor because you just set the goddamn toilet on fire. You understand what I'm saying? This is what happens when y'all live together, right? Because you forgot to light a match, or you forgot to spray the free breeze, or whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying? You didn't tow that bathroom up because you thought you had another 15, 20 minutes before she had to get up and start getting ready. So you tried to go in there on the low and you didn't tow the whole bathroom up. You know what I'm saying? And now she lighting candles and incense and some more shit because you didn't peel the goddamn paint off the bathroom wall, right? So now y'all done all these things, right? And now y'all done had your disagreements. so like y'all done had y'all done had a few disagreements, a few arguments, you know what I'm saying? All kind of things. But on the flip side, y'all handling business together, right? You know what I'm saying? She put on a few pounds, she lose a few pounds. He put on some muscle, he loses the muscle, right?
Right.
Y'all got life insurance policies together, right? Y'all got car insurance together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got his and hers, everything, right? Can somebody please tell me what the hell that sounds like? Not you, Malakma, somebody online.
Kawakatsu.
Can somebody please tell me what I just described to y'all?
If I could, after somebody answers, sir, if I could piggyback to what you're bringing out.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, for sure. In the meantime, while I'm waiting on the answer, I'm gonna go ahead and check out Mark 1 and 13 for the brother real quick. See if I can break that down for the brother. All right, let me see something real quick. Let's check it out. Okay. I figured I would have had about 10 answers by now. What's happening here? Yeah, according to Esau, the sister is correct, right? Everybody that's saying marriage, you are 1000% correct. Why? Because even before the truth, this was us.
Right.
This we've all done this. You get what I'm saying? We've all had the I hate you nigga moments and fuck you bitch moments. We've all had it. We throwing rice at each other and all kind of shit. You get what I'm saying? We wait until one fall asleep and then the nigga got he sleep with one eye open because he don't know if she gonna hit that nigga in the head with a frying pan. All kind of shit is going on, right? All these things are going on, right? And then the next day y'all both come to the table like nothing ever happened.
Right.
Without a ring, without a ceremony, without a piece of paper.
Concert.
That is marriage in a nutshell.
Right.
Y'all gonna love each other one minute, and y'all gonna get on each other's goddamn nerves the next minute. What the hell do I need to go into debt for? You see what I'm saying? I gotta pay for this goddamn wedding, right? Now I can't buy the Suburban that I wanted with the 215s in the back because I gotta get down on my hands and knees and make a promise to you that I've been doing for the last 10 goddamn years. What the hell are we talking about here? You get what I'm saying? That sounds absolutely insane. You want me to promise to do something that I've been doing for the last 10 years already? I mean, are you kidding me? And you spend all this money in the goddamn wedding for what? Like does that night y'all magically go back to the first time y'all laid down?
Right.
Is it gonna be like the first time all over again because y'all had this ceremony? You see what I'm saying? So what exactly are you doing other than saying, I'm finna throw this big ass party so everybody can look at me wear this white dress? And you sisters, y'all know good and goddamn well y'all ain't got no business wearing no white dresses. Because chances are he's stained that white dress before the wedding in the first goddamn place.
Go
ahead, man. You got it, man.
I was gonna answer. You know that's heavy that you dropped that. You know, like you mentioned the arguing, you mentioned the you know seeing each other, you know, in the restroom and all that.
Right.
The oppressor is such a devil. He tells you that everything y'all put up with for each other all that time meant nothing.
Right.
Without that piece of paper, unless you get that piece of paper, it means nothing.
Right.
And that's what's sad. The whole
and you
time.
know what? That's an excellent point that you just brought up, because what it does is it shits on everything that you've built for the last 10 years, 5 years, even 1 year. Because sometimes in that first year, you know what I'm saying, couples go through it, man. You might have met that brother in the midst of him grieving because he lost his mom or he lost his dad or something like that. Or the sister might have, you know what I'm saying, might have had a miscarriage or something like that. You get my point. Something, you know what I'm saying, something heavy. You get my point? And that first year could be hard as hell. And y'all make it through that first year, and y'all get to year 5, year 6, year 7, and y'all thugging it, and y'all looking out for each other. Right. And you gonna tell me that this shit ain't legit because we ain't got no paperwork? Listen, you can't make it make sense in no way, shape, or form. You get what I'm saying? The brother said, marriage has its time, gird up your loins, make it work. Listen, what you said is correct, and we're gonna get into that in a little bit, all right? But I want to answer your question. You had a question on Mark 1:13, right? Go ahead and grab Mark 1:13 for me, Malakma. Baba Kashal.
I got it right here.
Let me see. Okay, I understand. Okay.
Did you want me to read it out?
Verse 9, Baba Kashal, all right?
Verse 9? Come on, sir. The book of Mark, chapter 1, verse 9. And it came to pass in those days that Yahushua came from Nazareth of Galilee and was baptized of John in Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And straightway coming up out of the water, he saw the heavens open and the Spirit like a dove descending upon him.
Mm-hmm.
And there came a voice from heaven saying, Thou art my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. And immediately the Spirit driveth him into the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
And he was there in the wilderness 40 days, tempted.
How many days?
40 days.
Mm-hmm.
Tempted of Satan, and was with the wild beasts, and the angels ministered unto him.
Okay, so the brother's question was, let me scroll up to it real quick. The brother's question was the beast man and was the angels man, and if not, how did the angels minister to Christ? Okay, so the brother's question was, he want to know if the beasts in Mark 1:13, if these wild beasts were men, and if the angels, and if not, how did the angels minister to Christ? All this took place inside of Christ's head, right? You got to remember, Christ had fasted. Christ had came off of a 40-day fast, right? And I believe it's the book of Matthew. Which is it? Matthew that gives a better, not better. So like I don't mean to say better, a more detailed breakdown of that whole situation. Let me see. I believe it's Let me find it for you. All right. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I know it's in Matthew's. Give me 1 second. All right. Oh, here it is right here. Matthew the 4th chapter.
Come on, sir.
Yeah, for the sister that said Matthew chapter 4, yes, you're correct. Right? So Matthew chapter 4, it says, then was Yahushua led up of the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Right? So what we got to understand for the young man, what we got to understand is, right, this is Mark's how can I say this? You know how so you know how you got two people that's seeing something and they're writing it down, they're writing their experience down in their own words, right? So it's the same account, but it's written differently because they're writing from what they saw and from their point of view. If that makes sense, right? So when you go to Matthew the 4th chapter, right? Verse 2, when it says, and when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the son of God, command these stones to be made bread, right? And then Christ answered, it is not written, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High, right? This is what's going on in Mark is what's going on in Mark is what was going on in Matthew's, right? So all this was taking place in Christ's head. How do you know? Think about when you are at your slavery, and you and I don't mean nobody specifically. Just pick up what I'm laying down, right? Think about when you at your slavery, right? And you see a woman that you might think is attractive, but you know she's a heathen, right? You're looking at her, right, and you're being tempted because she's giving you all the signs that you got action. She's letting you know based on how she walks past you and how when she laughs at your joke, she put her hand on your shoulder, the whole thing, right? And so now, as time goes by, she give you her phone number, she give you her address and everything. Hey, whenever you're ready, hit me up, right?
Right.
Where is the battle taking place as to whether you should go over there or whether you shouldn't go over there? Where's that battle taking place?
So, like, you want me to answer?
Come on with it.
In your mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. I'll use myself as an example, right? Because I drive cement trucks. You know what I'm saying? The young brother, young man, you right. So now I drive cement trucks. So I'm driving all around Vegas, right? And I see billboards everywhere, right? And the food billboards that I see the most have some kind of unlawful food on it. And when you've been up since 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, here it is 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. You've been up all goddamn night. You start to get hungry and you see all these billboards with all these food places.
Right.
You get to thinking like, damn, that shit sure would be good right now. Or you drive by a place and you smell the food and you know that everything that they cooking is unlawful, right?
Right.
So now that battle starts to take place. Well, you are hungry. You ain't got the Akin with you. Who's going to know? You get what I'm saying? That's Satan tempting you.
Right.
You get my point? That's Satan tempting you. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants to see just how strong you really are, right? This is no different than with Christ, right? Christ was born of man and woman just like we was because Christ wanted to carry the burden to let to show us that it could be done. Give me Hebrews 2:16, right? Give me Hebrews 2:16, Baba Kashar. And then Lord allowed, I should have answered the brother's question. Yeah, that's the one I want. Give me 16 and 17, actually.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 16. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham.
He took on what?
The seed of Abraham.
Why is that part so important? You can answer if you want, Malak. For time's sake, I'm, you know what I'm saying? Let's start pushing through this a little bit.
So
why is that part so important?
Because it mentions the seed of Abraham.
Boom. So now, what does that destroy?
The what is it? The Christianity, the Christian doctrine of the seed of Abraham, saying anyone can, as long as you have Abraham's seed, you're one with Christ.
That's true, right? That's true. But even deeper though, right? It destroys the immaculate conception.
Khan.
It says the seed of Abraham. We all grown up here, so we all know what seed is.
Right.
You get my point? So if
right.
So if he comes from the seed of Abraham, then there couldn't have been some kind of immaculate conception in, right?
Right.
Because he comes from the seed of Abraham, which means what? He comes from the lineage of Abraham, right?
Right.
So now how does Abraham have a lineage? How does Abraham have a lineage? Hey, on the bar, no problem, anytime. Who knows? How does Abraham have a lineage? For time's sake, I'm gonna give y'all a hint. It's right here in the verse we just read. How does Abraham have a lineage? You right by saying bloodline, but bring me home though. You're right.
The seed.
Boom, done. You see how simple that is?
Oh,
like Captain Zarek say all the time, you gotta take the spookyism and the mysticism
off of
it. This is the Israelite school of universal and practical knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Abraham cannot have a bloodline without the seed. You get my point? There cannot be a 12 tribes of Israel without the seed coming from Jacob. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So like the sister said earlier, a man can have the surgery and make himself look like a woman, right? But he cannot receive that seed that will produce children. You get my point? But in order to produce children, you know what I'm saying, it requires seed. It's that simple. Think about it. For a woman, for a woman that's in a marriage and she and the brother, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason, he can't, you know what I'm saying, produce children. What does that woman do? She goes to the sperm bank, right?
Right.
Now, what kind of sperm bank is it? Is it a sperm bank with man sperm in it, or is it a sperm bank with woman sperm in it?
Right.
Because if it's a woman's clinic with women's sperm, that means these bitches gonna be scissoring each other all over the goddamn planet. You see what I'm saying? I don't even know, nigga. Fuck that nigga. I know what I'm saying. Next thing you know, boy, it's gonna be Scissor City around this motherfucker. You get my point?
Good night.
I'm just saying. Like it. So, to the young man, let me know if that answers your question, because the whole so like y'all know me, y'all didn't rock with my class before. Y'all know how I get down, right? The point that I'm trying to make is, you know what I'm saying, Christ was born of a man. He was born through sex just like everybody else, and he walked this earth as a man, you know what I'm saying, to show us men how it's done.
Right.
You get my point? So that's it on that. All right, young man, you good to go on that? Okay, excuse me. The sister said clinic with eggs, right? So it's not a sperm bank, it's a clinic with eggs. So in other words, go in there with some goddamn salt, pepper, and some cheese, and it's only cracking up in that joint.
Right.
Omelets for everybody. so like, let me stop, man. Let me stop. So like, y'all don't mind me. So like, let's get back to the topic at hand. All right, cool. So we read the definition of marriage, right? So now we have determined, right, that according to the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, sex is marriage, right? So now we got this Advanced Bible Dictionary, but let's get the Bible itself, right? Let me get Genesis chapter 24 and verse 67.
Come on, sir. It's like, sir, you said 24 and 67?
Please.
Come on, sir. The book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 67. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
Okay, so now we just read in Genesis 24 and 67, right? So first of all, right? First of all, us, you know what? How can I say this? Let me see. Okay. Now I'm not saying that anyone of a young age should do this. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is from reading this scripture, right? This right here is how you know that we are the Israelites of the Bible. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Isaac took his woman to his mom's crib.
Right.
It's no different than what niggas do today. Nigga, we finna go to mom's house, man. You gotta be quiet though, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna go in and hit this tail real quick. You gotta be quiet, you know what I'm saying? Mom's asleep, right? Or mom's just went on vacation. She done left me the keys to the house. Niggas owning cracking up in this joint. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's no different. All we doing is carrying on the tradition that took place thousands of years ago. You get what I'm saying? It didn't say Isaac went to Rebecca's house or Isaac took her to his house. You know what I'm saying? It was hard on the yard back then, just like it's hard on the yard today, right?
No concert.
But as Negroes, if we don't know nothing else, we know a lack of a place to stay ain't gonna stop us from getting our issue.
Right.
We're gonna listen. If we got to get in the back of a goddamn 67 Buick, you understand me? We're gonna do our thing. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And back then they had tents. That nigga went into the tent and got his. You get what I'm saying? He had to hope he didn't get bit by no snakes and no lizards or nothing like that. But he went in there and handled his business. You get what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, though, what you don't see in this scripture is you don't see anything about him taking her to no church, him having no ceremony. You don't see nothing about none of that in the scripture. It says that he took her into his mother's tent and she became his wife. So now, based on the definition of marriage, we know that when Isaac took Sarah into his mother's tent, he went and lay with that woman. That's what makes a marriage. You get what I'm saying? And so the reason why, you know what I'm saying, I want to speak on this topic, and this is a topic that gets taught regularly in the Israelite School of UPK. And the reason why this topic is taught regularly is because we have to come up against the Christian church. We have to come up against what Esau says is a marriage. You get my point, or what constitutes as a marriage. You know what I'm saying? We have to come up against the laws of America, you know what I'm saying, that says that, you know what I mean, if the brother loses slavery, if a brother loses slavery, you have to leave him. You know what I'm saying? Or if a brother don't make $100,000 a year, you shouldn't deal with him type situation. You get my point?
Right.
Did you want to add something, Lakma?
Nah, it's a lot. So I was just gonna add, like, there's nowhere in that scripture does it say that Isaac took Rebecca and they went before a priest and they, he got that marriage certificate, then he took her in the tent.
Exactly. It don't say none of that.
Right.
You get my point? It was very clear of what took place in that tent.
Right.
Right. The brother asked. He was saying he has a precept. Exodus 22:16. I'll get him a Lakma. Says, if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. You know what I'm saying? You're absolutely correct. I actually have the precept to this is in Deuteronomy, and that's the one that I wrote down. I didn't write down Exodus, but that works as well. All right. So now let me get Matthew's the 19th chapter, Malakma.
Okay,
Let me get Matthew's the 19th chapter, right? And the thing about it is, it's so funny because I put this class together last night. Meanwhile, Captain Cesario, you know what I'm saying, talked about this in class earlier, and I thought it was funny, you know what I'm saying, that we end up talking about, you know what I'm saying, something similar, right? But here's again the reason why I wanted to teach this class again is not because it's because again we have to come up against Christianity. We have to come up against the spirit of Esau. You know what I'm saying? And these celebrities telling us, you know what I'm saying, what a marriage really is and what a marriage isn't. You get my point? And the reason why this is so important is because at the minimum, once you gain the knowledge that sex is marriage, at the minimum, what this should do if you're a brother and a sister, is it should make you step back and evaluate things and really spend a lot of time evaluating the situation. You know what I'm saying? What it should make you do is not pay attention solely to the physical, but pay attention to the mental and the spiritual as well. This is what it should do once you find out that sex is marriage. It should make you pay full attention to the brother or sister that you're interested in. Because if you once you have that understanding, right, and you have a little bit of wisdom, your decision to get with this man or this woman will not be based on what he or she looks like. You'll pay more attention to what he's saying or what she's saying than picturing what they might look like without no clothes on. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Another reason why I wanted to teach on this class is because marriage requires brotherhood and sisterhood as well. And too many times, whether it's on TV or whether it's on the radio, you know what I'm saying, marriage is being made a mockery nowadays. You get my point? And the thing that's so important about this is that with the proper understanding of marriage, you will have the understanding that when I come up, we come up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If I get a promotion and a raise, we got a promotion and a raise. Because if my quality of living improves, guess what? Your quality of living is going to improve as well. You see what I'm saying? If it's done in the right spirit. But because of the Christian church, when some women get a promotion or they get a raise, they come to this conclusion: I don't need no man. I make plenty of money. I don't need him. You get my point? This is what starts to happen. You get what I'm saying? Or this brother, he was struggling and she was holding him down the whole time. This brother finally finishes college. He gets him a degree. He comes out the gate making six figures, and he like, I'm gonna kick her to the curb because I'm gonna get with one of these bars at my job that makes just as much money as me. And together, you know what I'm saying, we can really do some things. You get what I'm saying? This is what society teaches. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in the Israelite school of UPK, you know what I'm saying? If I'm up, you up. If I'm down, you down. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going through it, you know what I'm saying? I know, you know what I'm saying, that you're gonna hold me down until I can get, you know what I'm saying, get back in order, and vice versa. And when I say get back in order, brother might get laid off. You know what I'm saying? It might, you know what I'm saying, the slavery might slow down. There ain't no overtime available right now. Oh, you know what I'm saying? That sister in the spirit of sisterhood, hey, you know what, babe, don't even trip. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting overtime in my slavery. You know what I'm saying? I'll go ahead and hold us down. I know you used to paying this bill, but I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. You know what I mean? Because I don't want you back in them streets. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you stressing over this. I don't want you doing something that you'll later on regret. You know what I'm saying? You mean more to me being in this house only working 20 hours a week than you do being locked up doing 20 to life. This is the mentality that you must have in order to have a successful marriage. You know what I'm saying? Does that mean that everything's going to be perfect all the time? No, that's not what it means. But what it does mean is you won't turn an evil eye towards your husband or towards your wife because he makes more money than you, or you make more money than him, or she got laid off. You get what I'm saying? And so now once you have the wisdom and knowledge and understanding that sex is marriage, it'll give you the knowledge and the wisdom. It should give you the wisdom and the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, to make better choices. Malagma, put that one picture up that you had up at the beginning of the class.
Come on, sir.
Because this right here, even though this brother's in the world, this right here is wisdom. Right? Go ahead and read that for me, Malagma, please.
Come on, sir. Man cancels wedding with his fiance after seeing her Facebook comment saying she will cheat for $1 million.
You see what I'm saying? When in reality, she'll probably cheat for $1. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That bitch will probably cheat for a goddamn Happy Meal. You get what I'm saying? You get that bitch some chicken McNuggets, you know what I'm saying? And she'll probably blow you in the goddamn drive-through. You get what I'm saying? And so here's the crazy thing about it. So here she is with, you know what I'm saying, crying and everything like that, because that is the number one defense mechanism for a female. I did the dumb shit, but I'm going to start crying so everybody can feel sorry for me so that I can look like a victim. But in reality, you did it to yourself.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, even if that was a joke, which I doubt it was, you can't joke like that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because if there's anything that any brother takes serious, it's his woman.
Right.
And the thought of of a man's woman being with anybody other than him is a direct violation. Just the thought of it will make a brother kick a bitch out the house.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Hey, listen, man, you gotta go to your mama house for a couple days. You get what I'm saying? And don't sneak no nigga into the tent either. Go over there and cool off for a little bit, and I'll call you when it's time to come back. You get what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, though, this right here is wisdom, because chances are that brother probably didn't tucked away money, and he was waiting on he was waiting, and he was gonna have this big old, you know what I'm saying, elegant and extravagant wedding, and for what? For the bitch to cheat on him in within what, 6 months to a year?
Damn. Salaki, sir.
Come on with it.
If I could, he might have avoided, having a child with her, raising a child, and finding 37 years later that wasn't his kid.
You get what I'm saying? And that's the thing, right? And that right there is wisdom. That right there is a brother. And again, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I know the brother's not in the truth, right? But the brother had enough wisdom to say, you know what, I'm good. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, right, that brother chose to ignore the physical. You know what I'm saying? Because his peace of mind superseded whatever they had built, you know what I'm saying, prior to her saying what she said. You see what I'm saying? And like the brother said, if I may, sir, prove that person first, not just for attributes, but for obedience and structure to the Most High. You get what I'm saying? And again, right, to add on to that, right, in a perfect situation, you know what I'm saying, if you're a sister and you're unmarried, you get with a brother that's in the truth. Because if you don't know nothing else, you know that their brother serves the Most High. So he's going to be righteous. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be honorable. You know what I'm saying? He's going to know how to be a husband. You get my point? If you're a brother, you know what I'm saying? If you're a brother, right, in a perfect scenario, you know what I'm saying, you would, you know what I'm saying, get a sister that is in the truth, right?
Right.
However, if that doesn't happen, right, in 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, right, 1 Corinthians 7 and 13 says, and the woman which hath a husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. 14, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now they are holy, right? Actually, let me see. Yeah, that works too, but this is what I wanted. Let me see. Where is it? I think it's 11. No, that's not it. What am I looking for? I think it was 14, right? Oh no, 15. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart, right? But 13 and 14 says that, and the woman, 13 says, and the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. right? That's the mentality that you want to be in, right? She might not, he or she might not be willing to come into the truth, but he or she is not willing, it respects you enough to not stand in your way. You know what I'm saying? Of being in the truth. You get my point? Because that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? In a perfect scenario, you know what I'm saying, brother coming to the truth, you know what I'm saying, sister coming to the truth of your righteousness, and it has happened before. A brother could be so righteous, a brother could be so, you know what I'm saying, lockstep into doing this work. Sister want to know, well, damn, you used to be like this, and now you like this. How'd you get like this? Man, shit, man, I start serving the Lord. Well, shit, how do I be down? You get my point? And this is what starts to happen. And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? If you're a brother and you've been with this sister for, you know what I'm saying, 3-4 years, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, you didn't leave her because you thought that if you left her, she'd track you down and slash your tires or bust your windows out or whatever the case may be, right? And she goes from being that to the most loving, kind, caring woman that you've ever met in your entire life. Damn, babe, what happened? How'd you do that 180? Shit, man, I found the truth. And it can happen. You get what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that brother made an excellent decision, right? And we should do that as well. The difference is, though, I'm sure he had been laying with that woman. I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, though, worldly speaking, he did the right thing, worldly speaking, right?
Right.
But in the truth, you know what I'm saying? If he didn't already lay with her, that's his headache.
Man.
Now you got to know in the back of your head at some point, you know what I'm saying? If a brother offer her $1 million, she's gonna do it. And as a brother, you got to gird up your loins like a man and be willing to turn your back and walk away. You get what I'm saying? What you cannot do is put a price tag on dignity.
Right.
Because a woman, there's no way in hell that a woman can truly respect you with her everything, knowing that you took her back, knowing that she was with another brother or another devil. You never know. Could have been with a devil. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You get what I'm saying? Oh yeah, let me get Matthew's 19.
Count concert.
All right, let's get Matthew's 19. I think it was something else. What else did I send? I sent a video. I sent
another picture of the one.
What was the other one?
It's this one right here. I'll share it.
Go to Matthew's 19th chapter. All right.
This was the other image you sent, sir.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. All right. Hold on to that real quick, and just come back on the full screen. And matter of fact, 19. That's cool. Right. We'll get to that in a second. All right. So now let's get Matthew's 19 and start at verse 1, please.
Kawaka. The book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Yahushua had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause?
And you know what I'm saying? If I could real quick, right? This is why the scripture breakdown class that comes on Thursdays is so important, whether it's taught by General Mahyman or Captain Cesario, like he did tonight out there in Atlanta, right? Because and this is why it's good to stay in class. You know what I'm saying? Even if you've heard a breakdown before, you know what I'm saying? Listen to that breakdown again, because you might catch something that you didn't catch the first time, right?
Right.
So now I'll speak for myself personally, right? I didn't even catch the every cause until Captain Cesario was breaking that down in class today. You see what I'm saying? I never, as many times as I've heard Matthew's 19th chapter, read Matthew's 19th chapter, heard it broken down in class, for whatever reason, that's always escaped me until tonight. You know what I'm saying? So Barakatah Yahweh shot for that, right? So now the thing about it is, as we know, the Pharisees was always looking for a reason to try to kill Christ. And the reason why the Pharisees was always looking for a reason to try to kill Christ is because Christ threatened their position.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It was a jealousy thing. Just like all these people that be making up these fake and false accusations about the UPK. You know what I'm saying? They're threatened by us because they know the more people that leave that church and come into the truth, the less money goes into their pockets. You get what I'm saying? So what it says is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Come on. Verse 4. And he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female?
He made them what?
Male and female.
He made them male and female, right? And the reason why that's so important is because it doesn't say he made them male and female, and then they can you know what I'm saying, change into something else later on.
Right.
See my point? The scriptures say he made male and female. There's no confusion.
Right.
He made male and he made female. There's nowhere in the scripture that says he made male and then when that male becomes an adult, he can decide to be a female. And vice versa. He made male and female, right? Keep reading.
Come on. And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
He's asking the Sadducees and Pharisees, have they not read this? That's why there's a question mark, because he's asking. You know what I'm saying? Have you not read that which made them at the beginning? And so he's again, this is Christ going into the Old Testament. You get what I'm saying? That's why he's asking, you know what I'm saying, have ye not read? You get my point? Keep going.
Come on. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let no man put us under. They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? He saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so.
Read that last part again.
But from the beginning it was not so.
In the beginning, it was not. From the beginning, it was not so. In other words, you know what I'm saying? There was never supposed to be a time for divorce, except this one exception. Keep reading.
Come on. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except that be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery.
You get what I'm saying? And so that's why all this is so important, because to show you how wicked the Pharisees were, they were looking for any excuse. You know what I'm saying? To divorce their wife, or to teach that it's okay to divorce your wife. You know what I mean? So if she had a slavery and she lost it, I'm leaving. You know what I mean? If she gained 2 pounds, I'm leaving. You see what I'm saying? If she don't cook every night because she's doing overtime in her slavery, I'm leaving. You're never home. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave. You get my point? Christ made it very clear when he said, except it be for fornication, right? And so now the precept for this is in Deuteronomy, the 24th chapter, right? And when Moses was talking about the uncleanness, you know what I'm saying? Again, the uncleanness is talking about, you know what I'm saying, a woman being unclean. And it's not talking about, you know what I'm saying, her having her monthly or nothing like that. You know, her being unclean could be her committing fornication.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because that does make you unclean, right? Spiritually committing adultery makes you unclean. You get what I'm saying? And so the reason why I'm focusing on this verse right now is because today you're told that if you quote unquote fall out of love with your spouse, you can divorce them. I'm just not in love with you anymore. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a connection anymore. We're not bonding like we used to. We don't spend as much time together like we used to. So that's a reason to throw away the last 15, 20 years of your life. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That makes no sense. You get what I'm saying? And so the thing about it is, this is what society teaches you. That if you know, if y'all get tired of each other, just leave. When in reality, what you should be doing is getting counsel. You see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
if as a brother or a sister, if you have that mentality, oh, as soon as she start getting on my nerves, as soon as you start getting on my nerves, I'm gonna leave him or her. What starts to happen is you start to build up a body count. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Brothers can build up an unrighteous body count. You see what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, yes, we all know that a man can have more than one woman if he chooses to. You get what I'm saying? But there's nothing lawful about getting with a woman, sleeping with that woman, making that woman your wife, and then 3 years later, because she gets on your nerves, you get rid of her, and then you start all over again. And then when she starts to get on your nerve, you get rid of her and you start over again. You know what I'm saying? That is a bad body count. You know what I'm saying? Men can have a bad body count as well. It's not just women. You get what I'm saying? And so now, with all that being said, put that picture up for me, Malakma.
Sir.
Go ahead and read that for me, Baba Kashaw.
Khan. My good sis done divorced her baby daddy. Put him out. Sent the kids with him. And moved her stud on in.
She did what?
I know that's right. Moved her stud on in. I know that's right.
You see what I'm saying? And then read the other comment, Malakma. To the right. Well, it might be to your left, but it's to my right, though.
Only God can judge me.
You see what I'm saying? So now, first of all, her saying only God can judge me is comical in Christianity at its finest.
Right.
Because although she is right, the reason why I said it's comical is because God is going to judge you. Because you unlawfully divorced your husband, sent him and the kids on their way to start a homosexual relationship that you was probably already having any goddamn way.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so now when you look at this picture, here's the crazy thing about it. You left a man to get with a woman that looks like a man.
Right.
Please help me understand what the hell is going on in this picture.
Right.
She looked just as much like a dude as probably the dude that she left looks like.
Right.
You get my point? This is how far we've fallen as a nation. Come on with it, Malakma.
I'll say he probably had another woman.
You said he probably had one?
Yeah, he probably had another woman.
You probably right. Right? But here's the thing though, right? The kids probably won in this whole situation because they don't have to see mom and their new stepdad, you know what I'm saying, together doing who knows what the hell's going on. You get my point? And that's probably how she would have introduced her as they new stepdad. You get my point? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And like the sister said, that is a mental health issue at its finest. You got to think about it. You're so in love with this woman that you divorced your husband, kicked him and the kids out.
Right.
And into the woman that moved in, where's your conscience at?
Right.
If you really gave a damn about this woman, you wouldn't have let her do that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't. You only care about yourself. and you only care about what that woman brings to the table. You didn't want to rock with them kids in the first goddamn place. You get what I'm saying? That is for sure a mental health problem. Like the sister said, they will stay and work it out with every other race but their own. Listen, and that's probably true. You know what I'm saying? She definitely abandoned her kids for another woman. That is insane. Listen, that's how that listen.
That's wild.
This is how destroyed we are as a people. Somebody said, what did it say? That's right, girl, or I know that's right, or something like that.
Yeah, right. I know that's right.
You see what I'm saying? So that goes back to the video that we played earlier, where they was cheerleading this cat sleeping with a LGB. You see what I'm saying? This right here is no different. I know that's right. So in other words, you're saying that it was perfectly fine for her to divorce her husband and kick him and the kids out to move a woman in. And you're saying, I know that's right. And you don't see nothing wrong with that. This is why these Christian churches, this is why all the doors on the Christian church need to be closed unless they're going to be turned into schools for the ISUPK.
Right.
If these churches are not going to become schools for the ISUPK, they all need to either close or burn down.
Right.
Because this right here is what Christianity breeds.
Right, sir.
You see what I'm saying? We read in Leviticus how if a man lie with mankind as he do with womankind is an abomination, right? It's no different than a woman. How? How do we know? Because in 1 Corinthians it says fornicators will not get into the kingdom.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't get into the kingdom if you're a fornicator. This right here, you know what I'm saying, is fornication at its finest. You know what I'm saying? If fornication was a picture, so like we looking at it right here. You get what I'm saying? So now, this is what we are as a nation. This is how ingrained in American culture we are as a people. To where you're applauded for leaving your man to get with a woman, right? So now here's a question that I have, Malakma, and everybody that's watching this class. Here's a question that I have, right? If this was the other way around, right, and the brother divorced his woman and kicked her and the kids out the house and brought another woman into the house, how would that have been looked at?
It would have been looked at like he would have been demonized.
You see what I'm saying? That's my first question. Yeah. And here's my second question, right? What would have looked better for the brother? Again, if this was the other way around. If he divorced his wife and kicked her and the kids out and moved another woman in, or if he divorced his wife and kicked her and the kids out and moved another man in.
Right. Good night.
How would it be looked at? You get what I'm saying? Because she's being celebrated for kicking her man out and moving a woman in, right? Would that brother be celebrated for kicking that woman out and moving in another woman? No, they listen, man. They'd be trying to get that man's address, and they'd be hanging out outside his house waiting on him to come outside. You know what I'm saying? You probably have snipers on the roof trying to take that dude out. You get my point?
Right.
When in reality, it's all wrong. You get what I'm saying? As a man, you are not supposed to divorce your woman or throw your woman away because you're interested in another woman. That is the Christian mindset.
Right.
I believe it Exodus 21:10, I believe it is. I believe it's 21:10 or 22:10, right? The point that I can't remember exactly where it is. I'm gonna look for it real quick. You know what I'm saying? The point is, it's unlawful to divorce a woman and get with another woman. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of that is you keep them both. See what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. This is it 22:10. No, it's not 22:10. I can't remember where it is.
This one right here, I don't want.
Let me see something. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong goddamn. I'm in goddamn Leviticus. So yeah. So I had the chapter and verse right. I just was looking in the wrong book, huh?
No sweat, I don't want.
Yeah, it's Exodus 21:10. right? If he take him another, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. You get what I'm saying? So in other words, you know what I'm saying, you keep the first one. Right? Because we read in the New Testament, you know what I'm saying, that if you throw her away, you cause her to commit adultery. That sin is on your hands.
Right.
That sin is on your head, not on hers. You see what I'm saying? You threw her away. She didn't walk away from you. You walked away from her. Right? I got way too many precepts left. I don't want to run too far over. So what we'll do is look up. We'll get some numbers real quick, and then we'll end on this. All right. Look up the divorce rate. You know what I'm saying, in America, right? And look up the average length of a marriage, right? And so while you're doing that, right, going back into marriage and the importance of marriage and why it's so important to make sure that you know is you look at the Tory Lanez situation, right? And I know Tory Lanez is in the world, right? But for that cat to get 10 years for a crime that he may or may not have committed is absolutely insane. You see what I'm saying? That brother put himself in that situation by getting with a toxic woman and sleeping with that toxic woman's friends. Well, one of her friends, if not many. The problem is those two got into it. You get what I'm saying? And he got caught in the middle of it. But the thing about it is, though, he could have avoided all that, you know what I'm saying, by not dealing with that sister in the first place. You get what I'm saying? And her being who she is, I seen something earlier where she said she has no remorse for him and she don't feel bad for that cat at all. Even though, you know what I'm saying, there's doctor reports that says she didn't have an entry or an exit wound. So if she didn't have an entry or exit wound, did she really get shot? You get my point? The sister asks, do you move them both into the same home as if you choose to keep them? Okay, it's not unlawful to move them into the same home. However, it is not wise.
Right.
I personally would not counsel a brother and advise that brother to move both his wives in the same household. You see what I'm saying? Because all that's going to do is cause headaches later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? Sisters are naturally jealous whether they want to admit it or not. You get my point? Sisters have secret competitions with each other whether they want to admit it or not. You get my point? And all this is going to do is make a bad situation a worse situation. You get what I'm saying? You got some sisters that's like, hey, you know what? Listen, I might not like it, you know what I mean? But the Bible says what the Bible says. I know you can have another woman, so I'm a thug it with you. I'm still gonna rock with you. You know what I'm saying? But don't try to make me be, you know what I'm saying, close friends. And don't. I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. And you turn around and say, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna move, but y'all gonna live under the same roof and we're gonna do all this thing together. You don't want to have that mentality. You get what I'm saying? Because there's no law that says that your first wife has to be best friends with your second wife, and both of them have to get along with your third wife. If you had three, I'm just using that as an example. The point is, there's no law that said that they all have to get along and go to lunch together and trade stories and all these other kind of things. You know what I'm saying? However, in the spirit of sisterhood, though, you know what I'm saying, you should treat each other with kindness. And what I mean by that is when y'all see each other, y'all not giving each other all these crazy ass looks, and y'all not looking at each other, you know what I'm saying, trying to fight and all this other stupid shit. And y'all calling each other out each other's names and doing all that immature, petty, ridiculous shit, especially if you say you in the truth.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Nobody said that you have to like it. Nobody said that you have to love it. Nobody said that you have to embrace it. But if you're going to stick around, what you do have to do is respect it.
Right.
And if not, you know what I'm saying, and it's too much for you to handle, and you choose to go, you know what I'm saying, that's between you and the Most High. And no brother should go out his way trying to force a woman to stay in a situation that she don't want to be in. You get my point? If she chooses to leave, that's her choice. You didn't make her leave. You didn't throw her away. She chose to leave. She made her choice. Come on with it, Malakma.
So I was just gonna add back to the, to the sister that got with that stud, right? You could only imagine the domestic violence that probably goes on. Now that you done got rid of the kids and the dad, right?
Oh yeah.
Now you with that stud, you can only imagine the abuse and violence that takes place in there.
That's a heavy point because if I believe it was General Muhammad that had brought the stats out in class a while back, but a majority of the domestic violence phone calls involve women. It's not a man putting his hands on a woman; it's a woman putting her hands on another woman. Why? Damn. Because that woman went through that woman's phone and saw that woman was talking to another woman. So the same thing that you got mad at that dude about and got rid of him for, she's doing the same thing.
Come on, man.
You see, you see how mentally challenged the whole situation is. You get my point? Okay, to answer the brother's question, you can, but make sure that the sun has gone down and that you gave yourself a good wash. You get my point? So if you know what I'm saying, if you deal with your woman, let's just say first thing in the morning, you know what I mean, that's already the next day, right? So you have to wait till sundown. So let's just say Thursday morning, for example, right? We're in Thursday, right? And you deal with your woman at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. All right, the sun had already went down from Wednesday, so we know that Thursday is the next day, right? So you cannot deal or go see the other woman until sundown, which is whatever time it is in your zone. You get my point? So now, but again, before you go see that woman and deal with that woman, you know what I'm saying, you make sure that you clean up after yourself, because whether you're going to go deal with her or not, that's the law regardless. You know what I'm saying? When that seed leaves your body, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to wash yourself in whatever that seed got on. So if that seed got on that woman has an obligation, according to the law, to go clean herself up. If that seed got on the sheets, you know what I'm saying, you need to take them sheets off and wash them sheets, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, just make sure you taking all the necessary precautions if you're going to do something like that. All right. And to the sister's point, it is confusion. It is a ridiculous amount of confusion on every level. And yeah, you right. Yeah, that's the thing about it. You know what I'm saying? That comes from a lack of discipline and a lack of wisdom and a lack of seasoning for those sisters who had a face turned up at another sister, worried about what the next sister got going on, when in reality, you know what I'm saying, your time with that man is your time. And you shouldn't worry about anything else, you know what I'm saying, other than when you get your time, and let that be that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If your primary concern is what that man is doing when he's not with you, that means you got too much idle time in your hands. You need to find you a hobby or find you something to get into, something to keep yourself busy. That should be the last thing on your mind. You get my point? Let me get those stats real quick. I didn't already ran over. Let's get these stats real quick, and I'm gonna close the class out. All right?
Okay, sir. I was able to pull this up out of one.
Okay.
So this is U.S. divorce rate per 1,000 married women.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, the divorce rate per 1,000 married women is 16.9. Many experts feel that this is a much more accurate measure of true divorce rate than the crude rate. The divorce rate per 1,000 married women is nearly double that of 1960.
Mm-hmm.
But down from the all-time high of 22.66 in the 6% in the early 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 50% of all marriages in the United States will end in divorce or separation. Researchers estimate that 41% of all first marriages end in divorce. 60% of second marriages end in divorce. 73% of all third marriages end in divorce.
You see what I'm saying? You can stop right there. I'm gonna wrap everything up with this right here, right? And the water for that, because I don't know what website I was on, but it was talking, you know what I'm saying, similar to what you were saying. I was hoping that the one that you was looking at showed the second marriage and the third marriage, right? Here's the problem. right? And here's how you know that piece of paper and that ceremony and all that money that you're spending is a joke, right? Because if you truly believe until death do us part, there shouldn't be a second marriage or a third marriage.
Right.
How do you believe? How do you believe that a marriage is supposed to be forever and two supposed to become one, and yet you're getting divorced at a 50% clip the first time, the second time is a 60% clip, and the third time is a 70% clip?
Right.
So that lets me know that you yourself don't believe in the marriage.
Right.
You get my point? And that's the thing about America, especially out here in Vegas. Listen, I see so many billboards with divorce attorneys on whether it's billboards up in the air or fucking billboards on bus stops. It's ridiculous. You get what I'm saying? Did you want to add something to that, Malakma?
I'll say, sir, because it said first marriage, second marriage, and third marriage. That's first baby daddy, second baby daddy, third baby daddy. Talk about being loyal.
You see what I'm saying?
They preach all that loyalty out of one.
You get what I'm saying, and what you're saying is heavy because the thing about it is that there's a lot of sisters out here that said that they want a loyal man, they want a man that's this. Well, where's your loyalty?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And again, it goes both ways though, right? When it comes to a marriage, it takes effort and it takes work on both ends.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? The reason why a lot of the focus is put on the women is because a lot of times the divorces happen because of the women in most cases. You get what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's so much more that I wanted to go into. Maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe I'll speak on it a little bit more next week. Maybe, but the whole point that I want to make, because we already went 10 minutes over. Y'all give me a couple more minutes. I'm gonna wrap this up. All right. What I was looking to achieve in this class is making sure that everyone understood that marriage, regardless to what the Christian church says, regardless to what Esau says, a marriage is supposed to be forever. You know what I'm saying? If that brother passes away, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the green light to marry, and even then you should take some time. Because depending on how long y'all been together, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a while before you get over the hurt and the pain and the sadness and all that. You know what I mean? It is very unwise for your husband to die today, and next week you going out to dinner with some whole nother cat. You know what I'm saying? That you met on a Christian mingle or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Don't do that. For you brothers, you know what I'm saying? Same thing applies. The same thing that applies to the sisters applies to the brothers, right? Don't be so cold-hearted and evil and lustful to where you just put your woman in the ground on Saturday and on Sunday you going through the Rolodex. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if this sister's still available. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talked to her in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if she still got that body that she had 10, 20 years ago, whatever the case may be. Don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? When you're courting a brother or a sister, your mindset going into that courtship is, let me see if this is somebody that I can deal with for the rest of my life. Is this person going to be a burden to me? Am I going to be obligated to spend time with this person, or is this someone that I'm going to look forward to spending time with?
God.
As a sister, knowing that you only get one shot at this thing, is this someone that you can see yourself waking up to for the next 30, 40 years of your life?
Right.
This is something that you got to ask yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to ask the tough questions. Damn, does he want kids? Because I don't want kids. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Or you might not want kids, but he do want kids. You know what I'm saying? He's showing signs of aggression. He's showing signs that he might, you know what I'm saying? He might don't mind whooping a little bit of ass. You know what I'm saying? But because, you know, he pulled up in a Bentley, you ignoring the fact that, you know what I'm saying, he flexed on you because you told him you was gonna call him back in 15 minutes and you didn't call him back till an hour later. And he calling you all kind of stuff that he shouldn't be calling you over a phone call. You get my point?
Right.
And as a brother, there's certain things that you should be looking out for. If you go out with a sister and she's telling you off the top that she's toxic, take her for her word.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? She sit there and say that shit to you with a straight face. Man, listen, that first date better be your last date if you have an ounce of wisdom.
Right.
My point. But when it's all said and done, what every brother and sister's mentality should be is, you got the scale. You know what I'm saying? You got the positives and you got the negatives. If the negatives outweigh the positives, you know what I'm saying? You should walk away from that situation before anything ever happens. But if the positives outweigh the negatives, can you live with those negatives? Because it's going to be something about everybody. You know what I'm saying? You could be with a brother, he could be the nicest man you've ever met in your life. But your pet peeve might be a nigga leaving a toilet seat up. And this nigga might be a serial toilet seater upper.
Right.
It's made up a word, I'm gonna lock my You know what I'm saying? The point that I'm trying to make is that he might not even know he's doing it.
Right.
You get my point? But how much does that bother you though? Is that something like, that's a deal breaker for me? If you know that's a deal breaker, don't get with that brother.
Right.
If you're a brother that knows that you cannot stand a woman that does not know how to cook, and she's telling you from the giddy up that not only does she not know how to cook, but she's not willing to learn how to cook. If you're not a gourmet spread nigga like me, get rid of her. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll bust out some top ramen and some chili and some summer sauces like it ain't no tomorrow. You get my point?
Right.
But some brothers, they want their woman to cook 4 or 5 days out the week. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. But if that sister's telling you that that's not her get down, she's telling you from the giddy up. So don't get with her now because you looking at her, and then 6 months later you complaining because she ain't cooked you no meal. She already told you she couldn't cook you, dumbass nigga. What the hell did you get with her for?
Sir. There's a lot you don't want.
Come on with it.
So if she says she don't cook, she don't clean, and then that's not, you know what I mean?
Listen,
might as well
man. Would you go and finish your thoughts?
Well, she said she don't cook, she don't clean, but she want a diamond ring. Yeah, you might want to get away from that one.
Hey, listen, man. As soon as y'all out to dinner, you hear her say that, your immediate response should be, check, please.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that's that. You know what I mean? But again, all jokes aside, you know what I'm saying? This is the most important decision that you'll ever make in your life. And as a woman, outside that brother dying, and I don't mean because you secretly putting poison in the goddamn spaghetti sauce every night, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or you putting poison in this goddamn creamer. No. Outside of the brother dying of natural causes, that is your man. That's what you signed up for. You deal with it.
Right.
And so you brothers, you know what I'm saying? Just because you can get another woman does not alleviate you of the responsibilities of that woman.
Right.
That is your woman. Yeah, exactly. You know, you better call an Uber or something. Get her an Uber. Tell her you going to the bathroom and sneak out the goddamn window and get the hell on. You get what I'm saying? That's what you do. You get my point? The bottom line is use wisdom in all things, especially when it comes to marriage. You know what I'm saying? And with that, Malak, did you have anything before we close the class out?
I got lots, sir.
All right. Salaki, y'all, I know I ran over the time a little bit. I appreciate y'all bearing with me. I think I made the point, so I probably won't go into it next week. I'll probably come with something completely different. You know what I'm saying? But I want to take this time again to thank Captain Gadalhar for allowing me the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to do this multi-stream and hold down the class for him tonight. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And Malak, my man, I appreciate you staying up late tonight, man, and rocking with a brother, man. It's much appreciated. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the water to you, sir.
Hey, Most High in Christ. Again, y'all slacking for over the time. Lord allow. See you brothers and sisters next week. This has been the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have classes in the Las Vegas area from 7 to 9 p.m. and in the Southern California area from 7 to 9 p.m. as well. You get my point? For more information, you can find us on Facebook, ISUPK Las Vegas, YouTube, ISUPK Nevada, and maybe TikTok if they haven't, you know what I'm saying, shut our page down, ISUPK Las Vegas. All right. And for the brothers and sisters that's in the Southern California area, you know what I'm saying, Hollywood Israelites on YouTube and with the ISUPK SoCal on Facebook, right, Malakma?
All
right, Most High in Christ. Hey, again, Thawada Malakma, I appreciate you, brother.
Wow,
hey, to the class, Thawada, you know what I'm saying? Salaki again for running over the time. Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Brak a thumb to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shemal a thumb Bashim Yahshua to the sisters. Malakma, did you want to salute out?
Yeah, hey, Shalom. I don't want you ever and to the sisters, Yahweh Shema Allah Bashim Yahweh. Shalom.
Hey, Lord be with y'all, Israel. Lord, I'll see y'all brothers and sisters next week. All right, Shalom. All right, Malakma, thanks again, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate you. I don't want I in the bar.
Most High in Christ, I get with you.
Come on, sir.
All right, Shalom. Shabbat.